Hello friends, welcome back. Hearty welcome to you. Let's continue with the examples related to rate of measure as part of application of derivatives. Let's look at this interesting example. A ladder 13-meter long leans against a wall. So let me just try to draw the picture. The foot of the ladder is pulled along the ground away from the wall at the rate of 1.5 meter per second. How fast is the angle between the ladder and the ground is changing? We are talking about angle between the ladder and the ground is changing when the foot of the ladder is 12 meter away from the wall. Let us say this distance is x and this is y, and the angle which the ladder makes with the positive direction of x-axis is theta. So let us read the problem again and see what we have to find out. A ladder 13 meter long leans against a wall. We have done that. The foot of the ladder is pulled along the ground away from the wall. At the rate of 1.5 meter per second. How fast is the angle between the ladder and the ground changing when the foot of the ladder is 12 meter away from the wall? So simply, there is a ladder and the foot of the ladder is pulled in this direction. When you are pulling it, actually the y decreases and also the theta also will change. You know that theta will become less because your sin theta is y by 13, and if y is becoming less, automatically the theta also will become less. We know that if the angle is, it's both vice versa. Okay, right. Now this is what is given us. We have to find out how fast is the angle between the ladder and the ground. That means how fast theta is changing with respect to time, or d theta by dt. Let us see what is the information we have been given. First we know this is 13. Ladder is 13. So can we say the relation x square plus y square equal to 13 square? Yes, that relation should be always hold. And what else we know? Whatever may be the angle changing, but since we have a right angle here, always cos theta is equal to x by 13 and sin theta equal to y by 13. We know that too. So what else? This is the information we have. We have been given dx by dt is equal to 1.5 meter per second. What we have to find out? D theta by dt is equal to how much? So let us see in simple way how we can solve this problem. So we have to get a equation where there is x and theta related. So I see that cos theta equal to x by 13 seems to be the ideal, because when I differentiate on both the sides, I will get minus sin theta into d theta by dt equal to 1 by 13 into dx by dt. I already know dx by dt, so it's easy for me. I can easily find it out. What is d theta by dt? So let's go ahead. Our first step will be cos theta equal to x by 13. If we differentiate on both the sides, we will have minus of sin theta into, we are doing with respect to time, so that is d theta by dt equal to 1 by 13 into dx by dt. So that is what we have. So that gives me that d theta by dt is equal to 1 by 13 into dx by dt, that is 1.5 into minus of 1 by sin theta, which is nothing but equal to d theta by dt equal to 1 by 13 is okay, 1.5 is 15 by 10, and there is a minus there. Yes, minus, because the theta is decreasing. And what is sine theta? Sine theta is y by 13. So we are interested in when x equal to 12. If x equal to 12, that implies that y equal to 5, because x square plus y square is always 13 square. So if x is 12, y is equal to 5. Then what is sine theta? Sine theta is y by 13, that's equal to 5 by 13. So let's simplify that. That will become, okay, let me just change it here itself. Minus 1 by 13 into 15 by 10 into 1 by sine theta, that's nothing but equal to 1 by 5 by 13, or can I say 13 by 5? If you simplify, we'll have 13 cancels, 5 will go 3 times, that's equal to minus of 0.3 degrees per second, or the inclination with respect to the time. So that is how we have to solve it. So we can do this problem in different ways, but this seems to be the easiest way how we can solve that. Let me summarize that. A ladder 13 meter long leans against a wall. The foot of the ladder is pulled along the ground from the wall at the rate of 1.5 meter per second. When you are pulling the ladder, obviously the angle between the ground and the ladder will go on decreasing. So we have to find out with respect to time how that is changing, that is d theta by dt. Now the relations we can easily obtain are x square plus y square is 13 square, cos theta is x by 13, and sin theta equal to y by 13. So we choose cos theta equal to x by 13 because we know dx by dt and we have to find out d theta by dt. So this seems to be ideal option to solve this problem. If I differentiate on both the sides, I will have minus sin theta into d theta by dt equal to 1 by 13 into dx by dt. After that we substitute the values, and considering when x equal to 12, y equal to 5 and sin theta equal to y by 13, we get d theta by dt equal to minus of 3 by 10 or minus of 0.3 degrees per second. Let's do one more problem. Let's look at this interesting problem. Let's read that. A balloon in the form of a right circular cone surmounted by a hemisphere having a diameter equal to height of the cone is being inflated. So we have a balloon in the form of right circular cone, that is the right circular cone, surmounted by a hemisphere, that's a hemisphere we have, having a diameter equal to height of the cone, having a diameter equal to height of the cone. So if I take height of the cone is equal to h, if I take height of the cone equal to h, then the radius is equal to h by 2. So we have h by 2 here and this is h. Okay. How fast is volume changing with respect to its total height h? When we have been given total height h, that's actually with respect to the total height of the balloon. So what we will do now, not to confuse, we will convert this into hc. This is with respect to the cone, we have hc there, hc. So total height h is equal to total height h is equal to hc plus hc by 2, that's equal to 3 into hc by 2. So let me repeat that again. A balloon is in the form of right circular cone surmounted by a hemisphere having diameter equal to the height of the cone. Let us say the height of the cone is hc. let us say the height of the cone is hc. Then the diameter equal to hc, that means the radius will be equal to hc by 2. Radius will be equal to hc by 2. Okay. Now we have to find out how fast is the volume changing. We have to find out dV by dH. We have to find out how fast is the volume changing with respect to its total height. Total height means we are talking about height of the cone plus height of the hemisphere, nothing but equal to 3 into hc by 2. So we know h equal to 3 into hc by 2. We have to find out dV by dH. For that, what we will do, first we'll find out what is the volume of the hemisphere, then we'll find out the volume of the cone. We will add them together, keep them in terms of hc, then convert them into h, then we will differentiate with respect to, then we should be able to find out how fast is the volume changing with respect to the total height, or dV by dH. So first we will do V in terms of hc, then convert that into h, then we will differentiate with respect to h. So let's go ahead and start. First, volume equal to, let us say volume equal to V1 plus V2. V1 is nothing but volume of the hemisphere, that is 2 by 3 into pi into r cube. R cube, radius is how much here? hc by 2 whole cube, 2 by 3 pi r cube, that's a formula for volume of hemisphere, plus volume of the cone, that is equal to 1/3 into pi into r square. R is hc by 2, r square into h. H is equal to hc. If you simplify that, what we will get is 2 pi by 3 into hc cube by 8 plus 1 by 3 or pi by 3 into hc square by 4 or hc cube by 4, which is equal to pi hc cube by 12, because 2 will go 4 times, and we have another pi hc cube by 12, which is equal to pi into hc cube by 6. So the volume, total volume, is nothing but equal to volume of the hemisphere plus volume of the cone. Volume of the hemisphere is 2 by 3 pi r cube. What's the formula we have used here? 2 by 3 pi r cube plus 1/3 pi r square h. 1/3 pi r square h. So r is hc by 2 and h is hc. So we got the volume in terms of hc, but we are interested in h. So let us convert this into h, because we know h equal to 3hc by 2, or can I say hc equal to 2h by 3. Therefore volume in terms of h, total height h is equal to pi by 6 into hc cube, that is equal to 2h by 3 whole cube, that's equal to, we have pi hc cube divided by pi h cube divided by 81. How? 2 cube is 8, 3 cube is 27, 8 and 6 you simplify, you will get 4 by 3. 4 by 3 into 27 into 3, so you will have 4 pi hc cube 4 pi h cube divided by 81. Okay, now we are ready to do the last step. This simplification you can do. What I have done here, let me write it in another curl. 1 by 6 into 8 by 27. So 2 3 times, 2 4 times 4 by 81. You will get 4 pi hc cube by 81. Now dV by dH is equal to 4 pi by 81 into derivative of h cube is 3h square, which is equal to 4 pi by 81 into 3 into h is 9 centimeter. We know that. So I can substitute. That gives me 9 square and 81 cancels out. We have 12 pi. So 12 pi cm square per second, because its volume with respect to height, it's actually 12 pi cm square, because cm cube per cm. So it is 12 pi cm square. We are not doing with respect to time. Let me repeat this. A balloon in the form of right circular cone surmounted by a hemisphere having diameter equal to height of the cone is being inflated. So what we have been given is there is a balloon which is having hemisphere and cone. The height of the cone and the diameter of the hemisphere or diameter of the cone both are equal. So if diameter is equal to height of the cone, then radius will become half of it. Let us say the height of the cone is hc, then the radius of the cone is hc by 2. Not only that, the hemisphere radius is also equal to hc by 2. Now total volume equal to volume of hemisphere plus volume of cone. We have added that, and if we simplify, we got pi by 6 into hc cube. Remember, hc is height of the cone, but we have to find out the rate of change of volume with respect to total height. That means we have to find it with respect to h, and h is equal to hc plus hc by 2, or 3hc by 2, or can I say hc equal to 2h by 3? Now let's convert the volume in terms of h, because we have to do dv by dh. You take v equal to 4 pi by 81 into h cube and differentiate with respect to h and substitute h value equal to 9. You will get dv by dh equal to 12 pi into cm square. So in the next session, we will leave the rate of measure and we will go into examples related to how to find out the equation of a tangent or a equation of a normal. So we'll look into those problems as part of application of derivatives. Thank you.